Hello, doing a contest response to Corey, Overkillvidz. This is Corey's 300 subscribers contest. It's a really good idea. I'm so glad that Corey has thought of this idea and allowing the VC members to share their favorite concert experiences. Not necessarily favorite, but memorable, I should say, because Corey gave us a lot of rain, allowed us to share like our favorite experience or the worst experience we ever had, or just something, I guess the word would be memorable. So I'm really looking forward to getting to hear everyone's concert experiences. I love listening to a good concert story. When I watched Corey's video, I immediately knew which one I was gonna do, or down to one or two. But I decided pretty quick which one I was gonna do. Also, if you're not familiar with Corey's channel, I'm sure you are. Subscribe to it. The production value on Corey's videos is probably the best in the VC. It's just really great production value. The guy knows so much about music. I really learn a lot from watching his channel. It's really essential viewing for me. Every time I watch every video he makes. So congratulations on your 300 subscribers. I'm sure you'll be holding a contest in the very near future for 500 or 1,000 at the rate you're going. So continue the good work, my friend. Playing in the background, Bob Dylan, New Morning. This is playing in the background for a reason, namely because Bob Dylan is my greatest concert experience, which may be surprising. Bob Dylan, not necessarily known for being an amazing live performer. Certainly in the 1960s, during the electric phase or the folk phase, he was known as a very good live performer. But I guess post 1980, he is not really known for that, and especially recently. Now, say what you will about Bob Dylan's recent releases. I know some people in the VC really like him, some hate him. I'm somewhere in between. I like some of his recent releases. Not usually all of it, but there's usually 1 or 2, 3 songs on them that I really do like. But I went to see Bob Dylan. Let me tell you about my concert experience. This is actually the stub. Bob Dylan and his band, the Ryman Auditorium, September 20th, 2007. I know the text is backwards. Again, I don't know how to fix that. But that's the actual stub from September 2007 at the legendary Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee. If you're not familiar with what the Ryman, it's one of the most legendary venues in America. It's actually a historic preservation site. It actually used to be an old church, and for many years they held the Grand Ole Opry there. Now it's just this beautiful venue. I think it seats around 2,000, 3,000 people, maybe less, probably less. And there's not a bad seat in the place. There's stained glass windows still in from where it was a church. The acoustics are amazing. But, and this is tying into my story, what makes the Ryman so special, and seeing shows in Nashville in general, it's one of the reasons I really miss Nashville, is there's so many people in town working on projects that awesome collaborations tend to happen. People start showing up at shows. So that's one of the concerts in Nashville and at the Ryman are special. Usually because the performer feels such an honor to be on the stage at the Ryman, that they want to do something special. They want to bring people out because of the history. So it's a real treat for the audience. But let me tell you about what happened when I went to see Dylan in September '07. I had never seen Bob Dylan live before. This was on the Modern Times tour, his record from 2005 or 6. And I liked that record okay. I wasn't crazy about it. Look, I'm just going to say it. Bob Dylan live now, I mean, it's not for everybody. And Dylan himself that night wasn't all that good. I mean, he was that night, but I mean, on that tour, he's still, it's not really for me. I wanted to go see Dylan, like a lot of legacy artists, just out of respect. The guy's had a humongous impact on me and popular music in general, that I just wanted to be in the same room as the guy. Similarly with like Leonard Cohen, or anyone in that age bracket, you're not going to see them in their prime. You may question why they're up there doing it, but you still want to be there out of respect. So I bought the ticket to go with my friend, just out of respect to see, a living legend. There was no other billing on the, there was no one else on the bill. It was just Bob Dylan and his band. So when we got there, we thought we were getting just a Dylan show, and that was going to be fine. We got our seats. We had amazing seats, really, really close. And out of nowhere, unannounced, there was just a single acoustic guitar was put up on stage. And a short while later, the lights go down. An unannounced Elvis Costello walks out. Not even, an announcement was made. He just walked out. Half the people didn't even, no one was expecting it. And half the people weren't even in their seats yet. And he just launches into a 45-minute acoustic set that was amazing. I mean, what a surprise guest. Elvis Costello is one of my heroes. Didn't know he was in town. No one knew. It was such a great secret that they kept. And the acoustic set, Elvis, like Bob Dylan, I mean, that's sort of those legacy artists. He's hit or miss these days, but that acoustic set was fantastic. He opened up with Welcome to the Working Week. A lot of stuff off My End Is True, Allison, Angels Wanna Wear My Red Shoes, Radio Sweetheart. He was really heavy on those first 3 or 4 Nick Lowe produced albums. He was having a great time, just so happy to be at the Ryman, so happy to surprise everyone, that he relied mostly on all his earlier material and was just going for it. I love Elvis's vocal delivery, and it was just fiery that night. I saw the Angry Young Man from 1977 there that night, so he, just killed it. And then Adam, finished his setup, and that was enough right there for me. Then Dylan comes out shortly thereafter. Dylan, he was a little hit or miss that night. He was pretty good. It seemed like he wanted to be there. He wasn't just phoning it in. He was excited to be there, and the set was pretty good. There was a lot of eclectic choices in the set list, stuff that he doesn't really play all that often, which was cool. But here's what was really awesome. About halfway through the set, out of nowhere, out walks Jack White from the White Stripes. Jack White, who's becoming a legend in his own right, just out of nowhere, comes out, joins Dylan on stage for 2 songs, Outlaw Blues and One More Cup of Coffee. Both from, I believe those are both off Desire. And Jack White was just on lead vocals and guitar, just killed those songs. And I know that the White Stripes had covered those songs previously, and Jack's voice was just really made for those songs, especially One More Cup of Coffee. The feeling in the room in that small hall, I remember it, and it sounds kind of cheesy, but it chills at me. Hearing him do that song with Dylan looking on the keyboard, sort of giving him the okay. It was almost sort of a passing of the torch type moment. Just killed it. It sounded great. The band was so tight, and that was so amazing to see Elvis Costello, Jack White, Dylan all in one night when you're only thinking Dylan. And after Jack went off stage, it seemed like the band and Dylan just got a jolt from that, and they really played with a little bit more fire than I think they normally do. It was probably, I don't know, I didn't see other shows on that tour, but I have to imagine that was one of the best tours of one of the best stops on that Modern Times tour. So that was the only time I've ever seen Bob Dylan, and I had no plans to see him in the future. I'm glad I got to see him out of respect to him, and I'm so glad that it was so special. Any other night, it probably was just him up there for 3 hours doing what he does. So it was something that, I guess in conclusion, I wasn't really expecting a lot out of. I just wanted to go for sentimental purposes, and it blew me away. So that's my best concert experience. Corey, I hope you enjoyed it. Anyone else that watches, I hope you enjoyed it. I can't wait to see your videos, and congratulations to Corey.